Hey everybody, welcome to Retro Station 1989 and my series License to Play. Now this series is based on licensed games, which are retro games that are based on movies, TV, comic books, and in some cases, food mascots. Commercial mascots. You know, Ronald McDonald and the like. Now, over this series, which we're hitting big episode 6 here, and welcome aboard all my space pirates, we've had a bunch of videos where things have been roasted, and I've been very angry about them. And things have been, praised. And maybe seen as sort of, something that you might want to give a try, even though the gameplay may not all be there. Looking at you, Dark Man. So, today's is going to be a little bit of a surprise. I have a hot take on a game that has been reviewed in the past by other folks, and they didn't love it. I don't love the game, but I do like it. And it's probably because of my other job as an illustrator in the tabletop role-playing game community. Let's take a look. We're going to go up, and away with
Superman. First appearing in Action Comics #1 by DC Comics, was created by Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster in 1938. Superman has been adapted to many other forms of media, including Broadway shows, novels, TV, and movies. The movies were hit or miss. Still are, actually, and they inspired more than just kids wearing capes and pretending they were superheroes and believing they could fly. Ooh, or not. The first movie, Superman the Movie, came out in 1978 and was directed by Richard Donner, the same guy who directed Lethal Weapon and The Goonies. No, really. And you may or may not be aware, but the sequel, Superman 2, was supposed to be directed by Donner as well. But he had real beef with the studios, and Richard Lester ended up directing the rest of the second movie. Now, there's a Donner cut of the second movie, so the DC heroes have had experience with filmic controversy, and Superman, no exception.
That's right, today we're talking about Superman on the NES. Now, I'm a huge fan of Superman. The character is one of the ones that I say is the best character. He's the best superhero, but not my favorite. My favorite's Batman, but the best superhero is Superman, in my opinion. So, Superman on the NES, it's a weird thing, man. Like, a lot of people don't like this game. I happen to really like it. There are a lot of games that came out that have tried to be represent Superman the character, and I think this game, well, here. Does it get Man of Steel right? Let's talk about that real quick.
It all goes back to the Atari 2600, where the plot for the game was simple. Superman flies around doing Superman-type shit, fixing bridges, grabbing up Lex Luthor, rescuing a helicopter. The game was a bestseller, actually, and a license that basically fell into Atari's lap when the Warner Brothers bought them out and controlled a huge share of their company. Then came the micro PC editions, which were action affairs. And while they did their best, even the Atari version, the games got the surface details of Superman correct, but the gameplay seems to always lack the true power of the Man of Steel. It fails in putting you in his big red dumb boots. But it does deliver an arcade-style action game. Check it out. Now, on the NES, there was a game called Sunman, which wasn't released, but was apparently a Superman licensed title at the same time they were creating the Superman Genesis title. And Sunsoft came back for the Death and Return of Superman for the Genesis and Super Nintendo in 1994. Sunsoft were, in my opinion, the greatest superhero game creators on the NES, so knowing that Sunsoft made an NES game when what we got was a Kemco version, just check out what could have been. And keep that in mind when we move on to talk about the game we're talking about today.
So yeah, this is the Kemco Superman game. I picked it up recently, and I haven't really played it since I rented it back in the 80s. I didn't like it back then. I honestly have to say, raising my hand, I did not like the game back then, but as of now, I have a different opinion. So, but it's hard to describe. I gotta tell you, it's hard to describe. So let me give you some background.
Superman by Kemco for the NES was published by Kemco and Seika, and developed by Kotobuki Systems, and designed by Jun Ishikawa. It's an action-adventure title with 5 chapters. Superman tussles with the Zod Gang, Zoara, puts out fires, and stops bank robberies, as well as interacting with Lex Luthor. It's a episodic 5-chapter story that doesn't really connect. It's a very Japanese game. I need to say. Honestly, if this game didn't look like it does, it might be a fondly remembered hidden sandwich. What's that, you ask? A hidden sandwich? Yeah. Fuck hidden gems. See, you can eat a sandwich. You can't do shit all with a gem. Hidden sandwich is now what we say around here, and don't you forget it, my little space pirates. So, the game's got some flaws too, but it's stuff that happens when you try to gamify a character like Supes. See, everyone may know Superman's powers out there, but I'll go over them for you. It's heat vision, cold breath, flight, strength, and super endurance. X-ray vision, and that's it. Those are his powers. How do you translate all of that into a 2-button controller? You fucking don't. You just can't. The game gets around the limitations of the Nintendo Entertainment System controller by chibiizing the characters and splitting up the powers into assignable weapon slots, kind of like Mega Man. The game has 5 chapters, where you'll be facing off with the Zod gang throughout the city, gangsters, and zombies, and the Statue of America, who can talk. P.S. Funko? I want a Funko Pop of the talking Statue of America from this game. I mean, you guys do more obscure shit than that on an average week anyways. Get on it. It'll be a hidden sandwich, for sure. The game requires you to adapt to some Japanese control tropes. Now, since there's no duck function for these little chibi characters, the down direction on the control pad is used to enter doorway. And up on the control pad sends both Clark Kent and Superman flinging himself into the goddamn air like something out of Space Jam. You can talk to folks who tell you about the mission at the beginning of the chapters, and then Superman, it's up to you to fight the crimes, beat up the thugs, super freeze the zombies, punch the Zod gang in the nuts, all the things Superman's known for. And talking to the Statue of Liberty, who gives him a little fucking pep talk, which is exactly what Superman does on a day-to-day basis, right? I don't know. I haven't read the comics in a while. I could be crazy. There's a game coming out this year, Suicide Squad Kills Superman, by Rocksteady. It will feature fucking evil Superman. It'll feature fucking evil fucking super fucking man. This trope, by the way, is so goddamn tired. What if the greatest, kindest, most moral hero ever was just a cheesy pile of rat shit? What if Superman was just a dick? Just fucking murder man and murdered a bunch of people because murder isn't corny. Murder is cool. It is the edgelord Superman. It's super douche. These questions are answered in Zack Snyder's movies, and the answers are, it would suck, it would not be Superman, and no one would like it. But people would quote-unquote demand the Snyder version of Superman to show up in the movies, and oh god. Just the thought makes me fucking roll my eyes so hard I can see the inside of my fucking skull. But anyway, there's another Superman as a bad guy game. I mean, we've got 3 now. I just look at this shit. Look, he's killing everyone. Look at that, isn't that amazing? First Injustice, then Injustice 2, which actually had a really good story. But still, evil Superman's fucking played, son. Let's stop that. However, there is hope. Even if Rocksteady apparently can't gamify Superman as a character. I mean, that's fucking insane. But there is hope. A team of Japanese university students made this. Undefeated. Check it out. It controls really well. And other than basically being the old 52 Superboy costume, it works like a Superman game should. Flying, the powers, the punching. It's just great. But this review is about the NES game. And it's actually quite good for what it is. A chibi-eyed Superman adventure that sticks to the basics. And if you can adapt your way of controlling the game to the Japanese gaming tropes, you may be able to squeeze some fun out of this one with no problem.
So, Superman on NES. Does it have a license to play? Yeah, sure. With a caveat. This is a representation of Superman through a Japanese super deformed chibi lens. So you'll have to prepare yourself for a little culture shock. And you'll have to definitely grab a walkthrough or a PDF of the manual to get started. Because the thing is a little mystifying in how it sets everything up for you. To be Superman, the Man of Steel. There's a map in the game, but you're definitely going to need that walkthrough to get your bearings right. So, thinking about it, I gotta say, yes, license to play. Check it out. Superman, you can probably catch it for $10, $20 maybe at at a retail place around you. So yeah. Yeah, I want to, I don't know, because I did have a hard time playing. I mean, when I was a kid, I had a hard time with it. Because when you rented games back in the day, you didn't always get a manual. In fact, manuals were kind of a high priority item not to put in with the games, because of how Nintendo, anything with a Nintendo seal of approval, probably didn't have a manual with it, because Nintendo was smacking back on rentals. I'll put a link down to the Gaming Historian video about that. It's really interesting. It's like Nintendo's been not so consumer friendly in the past, I guess is what you could say, as far as that goes. But yeah, check her out. So yeah, it has a license to play with that caveat. Get a manual, get a walkthrough, give her a try. You'll be able to at least cover a day of fun. It's not a very long game. Once you know how to play it, the game's super quick. So there we go. Hey everybody, if you liked what you saw today, please like and subscribe. If you're interested in getting some artwork, I do have my Patreon connected. Nothing on here is ever going to be gate kept behind a Patreon or anything. But if you are a fan of role-playing games or tabletop gaming at all, or just are curious about what I do when I'm not doing this, jump onto my Patreon. It's $1, I think, to just watch what's going on. It's $5 to participate and get your own artwork. And then I've got stuff for gaming creators. If they need anything, artwork or anything, I'm trying to help people get their stuff off the ground. So thanks. And we'll see you soon. Also, Space Pirates, there's going to be a link coming up this week. Wednesday I'm going to have my new intro video for the channel. And we're also going to have our link for our subscribers getting their badges. So you'll be getting your badges shortly. So that's it. More than anything else I've said in this video,